Skip it up and that up.
So for some reason throughout the world, not just in the United States, governments and educational institutions try to parent for parents because I guess they assume that everyone who created a child is a dumbass. We know how draconian Australia is when it comes to video games, how the upcoming game We Happy Few is going to be straight up banned in Australia, but then they changed their mind and now the game is actually going to be released over there. And have you ever seen the censored version of Left 4 Dead that was released in Australia? The zombies like blink and go away. It's pretty sad.
Disappearing straight away in front of my eyes.
But again, throughout the world, overzealous educators and elected officials think that they need to step in and parent for parents, and it drives me absolutely insane. And this Sydney-based school is no different. They want to ban Fortnite. They feel that year 5 students over in Australia, which equates to about 10 or 11-year-olds, shouldn't be allowed to play the game. This is what the email from this Sydney-based school said. I tried to find which school it actually is, but all the other articles just say Sydney-based school, which is probably smart because if people found out what school it was, I'm sure they would be harassed, and I don't want to see that either. So anyway, let's read the email. It's fun. Good morning, parents. It is always tricky discussing issues at home as that is your domain, but I feel it is always best to work together. It takes a village to raise a child. I just wanted to highlight a concern that we have with the boys playing a game called Fortnite. Although I have not heard it mentioned, many year 5 boys are playing it at home. The game does not allow for messaging to be turned off, so the boys are accessible to the hundreds of online strangers, which is factually not true. You can turn the messaging off. And wait till you see the grammar here. The game is played in teams of 4, so it can be quite addictive as the boys feel they are letting their team down if they are not playing. Common Sense Media is a site I find really useful for checking ratings of TV shows, movies, and games. It is pretty difficult to keep ahead of our boys in terms of technology, so it is important to be vigilant in this regard. I am also surprised at the number of year 5 boys on Instagram considering the recommended age is 13 years. Now the best is the moron that wrote this email from this Sydney-based school actually cited Common Sense Media, and in that email they said you can't turn messaging off, but Common Sense Media says you can, and they actually show you how to turn it off in Fortnite. They actually explain it. This is what they had to say. How do you turn off voice chat in Fortnite Battle Royale? Open the settings menu in the top right of the main Fortnite page by selecting the 3 bars, then the cog icon. Choose the audio tab at the top of the screen. From there, you can adjust several audio features, including voice chat. Turn the setting from on to off by tapping the arrows. Did the person from the school do any research, or they just wanted to send a letter out to try to scare parents? You could turn off messaging on any platform that Fortnite is on. You could turn off voice chat. You could control what your kids do. I don't understand why these schools and elected officials feel like they have to be the parents. I don't understand. I don't get it. The problem is, and the reason why these schools and politicians become so overzealous is because for the 90+% of parents that actually do their job and discipline their kids and make sure they're only gaming for a certain amount of time each day or only a couple days a week, that 10%, the bad apple ruins the bunch, because then you have parents who don't give a crap, who want the kids' electronic devices to do the parenting for them, and they let them play video games for 10 hours a day, or they let them go on social media or YouTube for 10 hours a day, and they don't give a crap. As long as the kid's out of their hair, they don't care. Here is what my fiance does with her kids when they come home from school. They got to do their homework first. She doesn't let them go on their phones or whatever the case may be. They come home, they do homework. Once the homework is done, then she lets them game for a certain amount of time, about an hour, and then they're done. It's not parent. I'm not saying she's the parent of the year. I'm just saying it's what you got to do, okay? You can't just like, oh, my kid's home, all right, they can lock their door, do whatever the hell they want to, because beyond gaming, you don't know what the hell else they're getting into. You got to be a part of your kids' lives. You can't let their computers and their smartphones and their PS4s and their Xbox Ones or Switches or whatever do the parenting job for you, because then they end up turning out to be messes, and that's your fault. And on top of it, the parents that don't give a crap that do that, it gives these schools and these politicians an excuse to use games and other entertainment as a scapegoat. And as you see right here, they're trying to do that. Instead of letting the parents just simply limit how much Fortnite their kids play, the school itself is trying to ban the damn game. Educators and politicians, I got some advice for you. Stay the hell out of our lives. Let us be the parents. We could do the parenting job. We don't need you to do it for us. This is Rich of Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one.